Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, the Problem Child here. I want to talk to you about something. There have been reports out there. I don't know if it's true or not. That Ultimate Warrior denied actually being at the Hall of Fame this year. They invited him to the Hall of Fame. They wanted to put him in the Hall of Fame, and Ultimate Warrior told them hell no, basically. And there's been a lot of people criticizing Ultimate Warrior and criticizing, why would you do that? You accepting a great honor. All you do is just, let bygones be bygones and just accept the Hall of Fame. And this is me with Hall of Fame, basically the WWE Hall of Fame part two. Now I know a lot of people say, well, WWE doesn't own the rights to everybody's name and they can get sued and blah blah blah. So my problem is to the guys like the Bruno Sammartinos, the Ole Andersons, the Ultimate Warriors. And I'm not mad at you guys for denying wanting to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't want to accept anything to do with the Hall of Fame. But what happened to letting bygones be bygones? What happened to burying the hatchet? What happens to just move on with your life. I mean, it's an honor to be considered in the Hall of Fame, in any type of Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter as long as it's not like they're trying to shit on you. The way I see it is that we always paint WWE as the bad guys. A lot of us do. Usually, I'm not. I'm the first one to jump on WWE case if they do anything wrong. But when it comes down to honoring you for your accomplishment that you did in the wrestling business. Period. Even if you didn't work with them or you did work with them, they look at you and they think, look, you are a wonderful talent. You're a wonderful, you was a wonderful talent. We may have not got along personally with you back in the day, but at least we knew that you are worthy to be in a Hall of Fame, to be honored, to have people cheer your name as you would accept a Hall of Fame plaque in a ring. You deserve that. Your career should always be remembered into these halls. But it seems like that all they are bitter old motherfuckers. That's it. It just seems like, come on, man. Why are these guys so bitter? See, this is what's the problem with the wrestling business today. We're all so fucking bitter about everything. Everything we're bitter about. We sit up here, we bitch, we complain, we moan, and then WWE looks at us like we're fucking stupid. And then when we sit up there and bitch and complain about things and they do the changes, they don't do the changes exactly like we want them. They might change it and go, you know what? They had an idea, but guess what? We're going to stick them in the ass and do another idea that way. We bitch and complain about that. And then when we have the right to bitch and complain, then we have people that sympathize with WWE that tells us that we're bitching and complaining. But on this one, everybody, I don't see how people can disagree about this here. They're doing something right by honoring people that we admired as kids, or that we admired, or our parents admired, or our grandparents admired when they was wrestling fans. But all they feel like they still hold that grudge from 1980 or 1976 or 1955 where they just can't let go of it. They just can't go ahead and for one night just put your head up and go, thank you for putting your differences aside for me and accepting me into your Hall of Fame. It also goes for WWE side for going, you know what? I may have not gotten along with a Jim Cornette, a King Kong Bundy, a, you know, guys like that, that is on our happy side. But you know what? The guy does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He was a great one. And I'm not talking about Chris Benoit. I'm not even going to mention that. I'm not touching that subject because, it's not about him being a wrestler. It's personal shit that happened that You just can't. But anyway, I'm gonna put my shit aside as being Vince McMahon because you know what? I own the monopoly of wrestling. I own the monopoly. I am wrestling. I am pro wrestling. Vince can actually say that. He is pro wrestling. There is no disputing that. But put your differences aside about people that you hate and people that you despise and put them in the Hall of Fame. And for the people that's that just wants to stop and go, no, I'm being a man. No, you're being ignorant. Because all it proves to me as a fan that you never gave a fuck about the fan. It or when you went to the ring and said, you know what, it was for the warrior, it was for the warrior maniacs, or it was for the people that supported Bruno Sammartino. I wouldn't have a career, or if it was for the people that supported me as Billy Graham or supported me as a heel, as Jim Cornette, and so on and so on and so on. You just basically proved to us that it wasn't about the fans. You didn't give a fuck about the fans. You didn't give a damn about signing autographs. You didn't give a damn about, well, we know Bob Backlund didn't give a fuck about signing autographs. And I still think Bob Backlund is the biggest piece of shit in wrestling and overhyped garbage. But, we never gave a damn about wrestling, period. Because for the fans, because the one thing WWE did for the Hall of Fame is basically also for the fans and also for the wrestling people that love wrestling to go ahead and see these guys that who they was honored by, and also give the new generation an idea of who a Bruno Sammartino was, or the younger generation who's younger than us to understand what impact the Ultimate Warrior had, or what impact Bob Backlund had to the wrestling business. Because people remember Bob Backlund from 1993 with Bret Hart, but they don't remember the old Bob Backlund from back in the day. And, they remember the Bob Backlund who lost to Diesel. They don't remember the old Bob Backlund who was considered one of the good wrestlers, because they're so egotistical, they're so idiotic, because they're so upset with WWE. But just accept the damn award. Please, why not accept the award? Why punish your so-called, because you love your fans so much, you'll go out there and sign autographs for them, you'll go out there and do this and that. You love your fans so much, but yet when it comes down to WWE saying, prove it to them. Prove how much you love your fans. We're going to be in Miami April 1st. Accept this Hall of Fame award so we can show the videoettes of you. So that way you can have your speech to talk about how you felt about being in the wrestling business. To talk to your fans and talk to the guys that's sitting right there in their suits, the young and up and comers in the WWE, that give them words of wisdom. Give them advice. Give them words of inspiration to let them know that, yo, I'm glad that I inspired you to come into the wrestling business. I'm so happy that you loved looking at my matches. So let me give you some advice. And let me tell you, this business is going to be hard. It's going to be rough. But let me tell you what the circumstances I went through, but somehow I came out on top. And that's why I'm standing here in front of you guys as a Hall of Famer. But it just seems like you don't give a flying fuck about that. And that's what hurts so much as a fan. As a wrestling fan, it hurts so much that maybe I feel upset that I invested so much of my fucking time into these guys and my family, my older family members who've seen the Bruno Sammartinos, who've seen these guys who are so fucking bitter about the fucking wrestling business because of what Vince might have done, or because of what he said to me, or because of how they put out a fucking DVD about me, or because they let these wrestlers criticize and brutally hurt my fucking feelings. Oh my God, I'm such a sensitive guy. This is why I think wrestling has jumped the shark. Because maybe the shoot interviews, maybe the interviews, the DVDs of us, the inviting them to Howard Stern and letting them talk, have probably ruined WWE and ruined probably wrestling for forever. Because do you think that we are going to go to the WWE, or we're going to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, and those people are going to say, I don't want to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame? There's people out there that love to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame, that love to be in the Football Hall of Fame, that love to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Hell, Pete Rose is still trying to get in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But you got guys like this who are, by the way, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care if a lot of you get pissed off, in this fake sport, in a work of a wrestling is a fucking work, and it's fake, okay? And I'm not saying that it's fake where, oh, we know, but let me just say it in another way. It's predetermined winners. The moves are already sometimes rehearsed, or the moves are whispered what they're going to do next in the match. You got guys like that who are denying being in Hall of Fames because they are butthurt about something that happened in 1978 or something that happened in 1984 when it's 2012 and their friends are dropping like flies. This is why wrestling is in the state that it's in. It goes to the old timers. You have some old timers that can bury the hatchet and go, you know what? That's fine. I'll be in the Hall of Fame. You know, let's for one night, let's just act like nothing is wrong. And then you got these bitter old fucking cunts that just don't want to let anything go because they're so fucking bitter. Like they're a bunch of fucking kids at a playground and they're not going to be friends with you anymore. This is what maybe wrestling has jumped the start shark. Sorry, and maybe I find myself becoming less and less of a wrestling fan. Maybe opening Pandora box. Maybe sometimes I do wish I was just an ignorant. I wish I didn't look at shoot interviews. I just wished I looked at Raw and SmackDown and didn't go on the internet and looked up anything. Maybe I would enjoy wrestling a little bit more. Maybe I would enjoy the Hall of Fame a little bit more. But once you open Pandora's box, there's no turning back. And I just wish that these guys would just get their heads out their asses and just, if you really like your fans that much, if you want to really give us an injection of inspiration, go out there and show us how to be the better man in a situation. Show us how to go ahead and shake hands with your enemies just for a moment of peace, just for the betterment of something bigger. It's your boy the Problem Child saying peace, one love, and I just hope one day wrestling gets better or basically just stop. Because if we're gonna have bitter old bastards like this for the rest of wrestling, it's not gonna make the product any better. It's just gonna make it worse. So there we go. I'm out. Peace.